Chicago. Ask someone to picture the city, and they will have trouble coming up with a concise description. When people think of New York City, they think of skyscrapers, subways, and muggers. When they think of Los Angeles, they think of sun, smog, and traffic. When they think of Detroit, they think of cars, factories, and decay. But for those of us that know, there's only one thing we think of when someone mentions Chicago: vampires. And tonight, we tell their story. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to McStabber Studios' Windy City After Dark. I am the storyteller, Shanky McStabber.
And I am Mama McStabber, and I'll be playing Jacqueline Doron of Clan Ventru.
Hi, I'm Mischievous Red, and I'll be playing Isabella Caputo of Clan Toreador.
Good evening, I am Ivy Raven, and I play Genevieve Schutz of Clan Gangrel.
Oh, I'm Urian, and I'm playing Roscoe Akers, Clan Tremere.
We have a special guest player tonight, and I'll let him introduce himself.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Gray, Gray in Discord as well, and I will be playing Antoine de la Cour, Nosferatu.
Welcome to Season 10, Episode 10, everybody, the final season. Normally this would be our finale, but not quite yet. We get a little bit more to do. When we were last with this coterie, Jackie met with Dawn to explain that she's retiring, woohoo, and all that good stuff. And of course, Roscoe had to meet with Victor to find out the official Tremere policy on this praxis. Ginny and Corey had a very interesting conversation. And looks like Ginny may be taking a trip. And well, Nicholas got Matthew out of town, and then of course he had just a small run-in with a minor person named Fatima. Very minor, don't worry. And then in the second half of the episode, Jenny and Tasha had a bit of heart-to-heart, so expect to see something from that coming very soon. Allison fucked around after the death of Samantha. And Jackie met with Kevin, but more importantly than that, Dredd was waiting for her, and she found out Dredd is no longer part of the Wolfpack. Nadine has taken control of it. That was night 1. Tonight, everybody, this is night 2. After tonight, they've got 3 more days to be the fuck out the city. And as we open tonight, Jackie, you're in your haven. You have something you plan to do.
Yes, I'm actually on the phone. I have dialed up Cedric's office that he has.
And the phone rings. Shipping.
Yes, is Mr. Calhoun in?
No, he's not in tonight. Can you take message?
Yes. Could you let him know that Jacqueline Durand would like to meet with him at his earliest convenience?
Hang on 1 second. I know there's a note here somewhere. And you hear rummaging around the desk as she's searching for a paper. Ah, yeah. Okay. You need to meet him out front of Morton's, and I'll let him know you're looking for him.
Thank you.
Gotcha. And she hangs up.
Okay. Gentlemen, let's go to Morton's.
Now, it's early enough in the evening. Technically, the curfew doesn't kick off yet.
There's no telling where Jackie's going to have to go from here.
That's probably true, though. So Peter and Jackie and Etienne get in the vehicle with the diplomatic plates and proceed to drive over to Morton's Steakhouse. Now, of course, the steakhouse is closed, obviously. But as you pull up out front, do you wait in the vehicle? Do you get out and stand in front of the vehicle? What is your plan here?
Probably wait in the vehicle.
You're waiting in the vehicle for about 10 minutes when a completely nondescript person just comes up and starts tapping on the window.
She rolls it
got
down.
black hair. He's wearing, looks like workman's clothes. Well, what's a nice girl like you doing in a place like this?
Do I recognize the voice?
Yes, and you're kind of shocked. It's Nick's voice.
Hey, Nick. Trying to get with Cedric. You here to lead me?
Yeah, I'm working with him right now.
Awesome. Do you need to ride with us?
No, you're going to step out of the vehicle and I'm going to escort you.
Okay, no problem. Gentlemen, I will be back shortly.
Yeah. Cedric's retained my services for the duration of the current events.
Understood.
I think he just wanted to use Rocky Air to get out of the city if he has to, but I asked Rocky and Rocky just went, eh.
Well, that's all Rocky does until he gets in the actual cockpit.
And then you can't shut the fucker up.
I know. She gets out of the car and closes it.
He leans down, looks in the window. Y'all might as well not even hang out here. We'll make sure she gets back. Don't worry.
I trust it. Go ahead, gentlemen.
Etienne just nods and the car pulls off. Yeah, follow me.
Sure.
I'll take you down to the sewer area. And he goes down an alley and lifts up a manhole cover and you drop down in it. And as you're walking through the place, heard from like Lamar or anything lately?
Not lately. Last I heard that he was rather busy over there in L.A.
Damn, I was hoping Sweet Cheeks would come back.
Yeah. So was I.
Yeah. Maybe he'll come back. Make sure to tell him I called him that too. Maybe that'll encourage him to come out here.
I sure will. I will send him a message once I get back.
That's his new nickname, Sweet Cheeks.
I will use that one.
And as you're walking through the place, of course, you hear all the rats and all the scurrying. But once again, it's clear that Nick is leading you in a confusing manner.
Of course.
There's double backs, there's switchbacks, ladders going down, ladders going up. A few places he tells you exact places to step. And one place he even tells you to touch a brick before you move any further, though it's hard to tell with Nick whether he's serious or not.
Right.
But eventually you're led down to, well, last time you dropped into a hole, this time you're brought to a door. So considering you were in a sewer, though now you're in a much drier area, it's antique wood door. Going in, I was just dorming tonight. I
appreciate the escort. Thank you.
Other business. I'm sure he'll arrange for you an escort out, or he won't. That's not my problem. It's not what I'm hired for.
Be safe. And she goes in.
And as you go in, as always, the other time you were down here, classical music is playing through the place. It is well decorated. It's full of antiques. Though you don't see a sign of Cedric in the main area. There's a few curtained off alcove secondary rooms.
Cedric.
1 second.
All right.
And Andre, you're back there in the...
It's not Andre, it's Antoine.
Oh, sorry, Antoine isn't back there with you in one of the other rooms. He's been showing you his breeding pit tonight. But you two step out behind a curtain. Sorry, I got a guest tonight.
Ah. Hello, Antoine.
Good evening.
I know you wouldn't, given the circumstances, wouldn't be wanting to meet with me unless it was important.
Exactly.
What's going on other than the fact the city's fucking burning?
Yes, that was Loden's doing.
Wineka told me.
Oh, okay. Yes, and Maxwell will be making a move probably within 3 to 4 nights.
If he survives, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Kevin's about to make a move.
So the old fucker's not dead, huh?
No, he's not.
People have been wondering.
He will make an appearance this evening.
Well, I mean, more power to him.
Yeah.
I wish him well. I'll put it like that.
I will be heading to Milwaukee
Okay.
in the
when?
next few nights.
That quick, huh?
Yes.
Any particular reason?
Decca's going to be delivered to me on a silver platter.
I'm sure you like the sound of that. So I guess you're wanting to wonder when. I mean, when'd you plan to? That's part of your praxis.
Yes,
So you expected me to come with you?
that is up to you.
Well, I'll be fair. This place has gone to hell right now.
Mm-hmm.
The last place I want to be is right here.
Got you.
Look, I'm not the fighter. And he motions towards his mangled arm.
Mm-hmm.
I leave that to Wineka and his troops, and even youngins like this Antoine here. My job is not to be in the front lines.
I would be happy to host you. I have just signed a contract on a place that can accommodate many at once. Antoine, I also would like for you to join me.
Cedric looks over, looks at you, looks at him, just kind of shrugs. It's on you, man.
I want you to continue your tutelage under Cedric. And once you have completed it, you will become my war master.
You see, he's clearly thinking because he's struggling. I like the sound of that. And he's looking at Cedric, let's say, and I like to be under your tutelage. I like to learn from you. So, like you said, this place is going to burn. So, hell yeah, let's do it.
Understand. I do understand the nature of your clan. Clan before sect, yes? However, I will expect loyalty. Is that going to be a problem in regards to your sire?
I'm going to be fair here. My loyalty goes to my clan, not to my sire. If there is something I need to do for my sire but for the clan, I will maybe do it. But I'm going to have the loyalty to speak about it and to let you know.
I appreciate that. That is all I ask. Because I will not have him trying to interfere.
Well, that's something to talk about here.
All right.
I'm going to tell you something, Antoine, that won't leave this room, and you'll understand why in a second here. I have someone I work for. Someone rather important, you might say. The issue is Molly McDonald is coming to town. Just a car, Molly McDonald.
I'm familiar.
And I have a bad feeling one of her archons are coming with her.
Your grandsire, I imagine.
That would be my bet. Now, I can't speak for what Molly or her archons are going to do. But given clan before sect, my advice as your spy master is to watch out for the both of them.
I will. There was one other thing I wanted to ask you. Whatever happened to that badger you had?
Oh, honey?
Yes.
She still runs around from time to time.
I would like to offer to take care of her.
I mean, I've kind of gotten attached to her. She is a cute little thing.
But you have your rats.
Yeah, I know. And Nim's always trying to show off. But I tell you what, when I come to Milwaukee, I'll bring her with me. And if she likes you, you can have her.
Awesome.
I'll let her decide.
I appreciate that. Well, I will expect to be making moves in Milwaukee probably tomorrow night.
You got all that worked out yet?
Pretty much.
There's
May have to delay it one night.
There's opposition to you, of course.
Of course there is. Going to take care of that first.
Going to ask you, how do you plan to deal with the judge that's remaining? I've heard of Akawa, and I know damn well.
I didn't do that.
No, my spies have.
I didn't order that. I didn't do that.
One of my spies saw the Viscount in town.
Yes.
Well, that's understandable. I am curious. Anastasia will never support you.
Why wouldn't she?
Let's just say she's not a fan of Ventru, among other things. I'm not even sure she's a fan of the Camarilla.
That is the information I got on her. And if she is not a fan of the Camarilla, then what I do with her is basically end her existence.
She was her sire.
Sabat.
Amicus Noctus.
Oh, well.
Friends of the Dark. Friends of the Night, to be more precise.
Yes, most certainly that is destruction.
Which puts me in an odd situation. She is Nosferatu.
I understand.
Her sect affiliation, clan before sect.
Should not matter. But does it, Cedric? Do we need that thorn in our side?
It is tough. I will put it this way. What happens, happens during praxis.
Exactly.
I will be forced to disavow and to condemn what you've done.
Of course.
But you do what you have to take control. This is one of the lessons for you, Antoine. Clan before sect matters. But it has to be weighed by the bigger picture.
And Cedric and I have been discussing bigger picture for some time now.
Dr. Cedar.
It's a chess game. You can't win a chess game without losing a piece once in a while.
Exactly. I am going to do my best to minimize destructions if possible. There are not that many kindred in the city to begin with.
No, that dickhead Decker's run off most of them. So.
Yes. But those that will not agree to the transition of power will have to fall, because I will not allow. I am not weak like Loden. I will not spare them.
And that's smarter than he was. Of course, he's not the sharpest knife in the drawer with the way he blew up the city.
Yeah, he's really not. His life is forfeit. Oh yes, Justica Fatima is in the city and she's hunting him.
Wait, say that again, please.
Yes, Justica Fatima is in the city and she's hunting him.
Yeah, I think, Anton, you're making a good choice to get out of this city.
Oh yes.
She generally... She'll get her target, and then she may decide to pronounce judgment on a few other dozen kindred.
Exactly.
Best way to deal with that is to... that's a chess game that you avoid by not playing. I'll put it that way.
Jackie actually takes out an envelope. In here is the location that I have secured. You can report there.
Okay. I still got a few more days to get my affairs in order.
Of course.
Antoine, you know the way. You can see her out.
Thank you, Cedric. Stay safe.
We have a business deal here, an arrangement. Plus, it'll be fun.
It will be. Be a lot of work, but it'll be fun.
Sometimes you gotta get a different board for your chess game.
Exactly. Get some new pieces. And she takes Antoine's arm and walks out with him.
And as you two go to leave, I'm not going to go through describing the whole way out, but I will turn it over to you and Antoine as he's guiding your way out, so you two can have a talk without Cedric listening.
I am glad that you want to come with me. I would like to have time to get to know you now.
Our lives have changed. And it's one of the main reasons I want to come with you. With both of you, with Cedric as well. I want to know him. I want to know him better. But I want to know the person you became. The choices, why you made some choices. And maybe learn from them. And I will tell you my choices. Why I became like this. I will tell you my story if you want to hear it.
I would love to hear it. You know I love a good story.
How are you holding up?
One foot in front of the other, night after night. If I don't stop, the world doesn't pass me by.
Not an easy way to live.
No, it's not. But with the ones I was brought into, there isn't much easy about it.
It was a nice experience to come here in Chicago. A lot of things to learn.
Indeed.
But I'll give you that. I think I'll be happy to leave this time. Europe was not easy to leave, but Chicago will.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. I've been here for almost 16 years and I'm ready to go.
16 years, that's a long time.
Yes.
For Chicago, I mean.
Yes. Yes. I was in New Orleans off and on longer, but I am curious what Andre has been up to. And you do not have to tell me if you do not wish. It seems, based on a conversation I had with Waneka, that I have been severely interfering with him just by telling people the truth about him.
To be honest, I don't know much. I know he's like, there is something. He's hiding something. But even me, he's holding something back. I know that for sure.
Well,
And
Francis, few weeks back, showed up at Isabella's goth club wearing an attempt at your face of how you looked in life.
oh,
Yes, it was the night of her grand opening.
I missed that information. Where is she now? Where is he now?
I have no idea. He can wear any face.
My first reaction will be, I don't like people wearing my face.
Oh, I
But
didn't like him doing it either. I followed him back into a supply room. He was actually worried I was going to fight him right then and there.
Can't imagine that. But if he wants to, he will never have my class.
That is true.
He can have my face, but never my class.
That's correct.
So let him enjoy that.
He told me I was interesting.
Interesting, just you are interesting, but did
No,
he
the way
point
he
something out?
said it and the way he looked at me. Does Andre still have him following me and reporting to him? Or is Francis doing it on his own?
I'm sure Andre is still following you by some matter or something because he's obsessed.
I know.
But if Nosferatu is interested in someone, would he not be following this person by himself? Not needing others? I would.
He's always been by himself. Anytime I've run across him.
So I would assume that he's following you on his own orders, on his own envy.
That is what I thought.
It's
Thank you
un-
for confirming.
It's only a presumption.
I
I'm telling
understand,
you
but
what,
I have had experience with your clan for a long time. Not my first rodeo. Well, I believe this is the exit here.
He's taken, actually,
Right near my haven.
yeah, right near your haven.
Would you like to come in?
Yes, I do have time. I would like to.
I will show you a debt.
And as you're
Oh.
taken to her haven, you come in the door, and there's a man lounged on her couch still. Healed up quite a bit better than he was.
Yeah.
He sits up. Now, this is an odd thing here. I didn't expect you to bring home another man already.
Dread, meet my son, Antoine.
Your son?
Yes, actual son.
Yeah, I see the family resemblance. And he gets that smirk he gets when he knows he's just saying something not right.
Antoine, this is Dread.
And at this
Former
remark,
Archon.
you see Antoine really smiling, a big teeth-like smile, like, and he's handing his hand out like,
Dread
"Good evening, sir."
grabs your hand with a nice strong grip. Now, I'll give you two time and all.
Appreciate it.
I got to go out anyway. I've got to call some people. Insurance policy, you might say.
Yeah.
And he steps out as Jackie gives you the tour of her place.
Yep. And lastly, she'll take you back to actually her suite, and she shows you that she has the ostrich and it's still dolled up. See, I told you I kept it just as it was.
And I'll go around the ostrich like with a little smile and a little humming, an old French song that I'm humming. The old song that I always hummed when I was dressing her up.
Mm-hmm.
In that same room, you do see a picture of her with that same man you just met, Dread, standing behind her.
Oh, that's a nice picture there.
He actually painted it.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did. I was shocked. I was courting him a bit because he was an Archon that had been in this city for a long time and had a lot of institutional knowledge, as it were, to help me out. But then this.
He's looking at the door. He's looking at the painting. He's like, I wouldn't expect it from... Life is full of surprises.
Yes, it is. He will be coming as well.
If I'm not mistaken, I recognize other paintings, no?
Yes, some of them are your father's work. Are there any that you would like to have personally? I'm happy to give them to you.
I will have to refuse at first, not because I don't want to, but because I don't know where to go.
I understand.
But I'm sure you are taking them with you.
Yes. As a matter of fact, they will be packed up tomorrow and relocated to the new haven.
I will have the pleasure to see them when I'll visit you then.
Yes. Plan to come along with Cedric. He'll ensure that you arrive safely.
I'm not leaving him.
Good.
As the two of you spend the rest of the night discussing paintings and events, I guess, catching up a bit. I first want to thank our guest player, of course. Jenny, you have slipped over with Evan driving, of course, to flash his FBI badge to the House of Lilith.
Yeah. I just want to say, Tasha met me at the hotel nice and early. She's with me because I needed just to eyes on kind of thing. So, yeah, I know it makes extra questions if we get stopped, but
She looks,
Cash will fix
when you
that.
pull up, she goes, isn't this the place I was driving you that night you get out the car and left?
Yeah. You're gonna meet somebody here. Maybe 2 people, maybe 3 people, but it's all good.
Okay. And Evan just laughs from the front seat. She got out the car on you too and just left you. She's done that to me before.
Sometimes you have to get out of a car and just fuck off. Like, that's normal. Don't look at me like I'm the weird one here.
If you say so. I'll stay out front with the vehicle because I'm pretty sure they're pretty aggressive about towing at the moment.
Yeah. No, we shouldn't be too terribly long. I would like to make it back without having to draw undue attention by the officials. So
And it's clear that the place is closed because the door lady's not even there. But the lights are on.
so Ginny will get out and come on, Tasha.
Tasha gets out with you. Anything I should know before I go in here?
I don't think so. I mean, it's always hard to say what's important, not important. So we'll play it by ear for right now.
And as you step into the place, the door was unlocked. Zule, I don't think, worries about just random people wandering in. You come into place and Urzule and Adzi are in the corner just talking. Place is empty. Not another soul in the place right now.
Good. Awesome. Ginny's going to just kind of call out like, good evening.
Urzule looks at you, looks at Tasha, just waves you over.
So we'll work our way over to him then. So,
And when you get close, you overhear the end of conversation. She said something about move the third group up a block. And Adzi just nods and closes his eyes and kind of goes slack.
Since sorry for just dropping in, the door was unlocked. So
Zule smiles. Jenny, may you live in interesting times, right?
oh, of course.
Ancient
Well,
Chinese proverb.
considering Chicago's full of psychopaths, that's pretty easy to do. So
Yeah, ones who want to blow half the city up.
yep. That's good old loading for you. So sorry. This is Tasha and this
She's
Tasha.
delightful.
Tasha, this is Erzule. She is the proprietress of this property. So
And Tasha offers out her hand and the two shake. A new thing you're bringing?
I kind of have like an ask. I know we live in trying times. It's not an ask per se, but Tasha is going to be joining us in our interesting unlives tonight, and
Zule gets an odd look. Joining us, huh?
yeah. I offered her out, and she's like, "Now I know too much, so I can't get out." I'm like, "Fair enough."
That's true of most of us, isn't it?
For sure. I'm going to be going on a trip of introspection, business trip, life lesson trip. You can call it a million different things. The problem is that it's the time of my trip draws closer. And this isn't some like I'm wandering off to the jihad or something, as I've heard some people talk about before. This is me purposefully taking a trip with an individual to learn some things and broaden my horizons. And it's very on clan for me to embrace and disappear. So I want to make sure that Tasha is taken care of as she can be. And I guess basically what I'm trying to say is that I've really learned from my time with you here in Chicago how important the Bahari teachings are to me, and so I guess I would like to ask for you to be her spiritual mentor as a sorts, if you will.
Do you wish her initiated into us?
You know, I think, can she learn some of the ground stuff without doing that? Because I want that to be Tasha's choice more than
There are
just me
limits
saying.
as to what we can teach her, of course.
Of course.
Some secrets are kept for a reason.
Well, I more mostly meant like history, or like what we talked about, how we try to, you know what, give her like a year. If you can teach her what you can teach her, ask her then, and it'll be her choice.
And she looks, you see her eyes wander up and down Tasha. And then she licks her lip a little. Yeah, I can teach her something for a year.
Yeah, I know. You've been threatening me with that too. So
I'll keep offering. Maybe one day you'll accept.
You know what? After my trip, I will come back and I will blow your fucking mind. How about that?
I would ask Adzi what he thinks, but he's not here right now.
I figured. Also, my sister shouldn't be a problem. That was part of my deal for going away, as it were. Or that was my ask.
Okay, here we go. What did you do?
I didn't do anything.
Nope. You said your sister's not going to be a problem. Come on, spill it, bitch. What happened? Spill it.
All right. You know what? Fine. Jenny grabs a chair and she kind of like spins it around and sits down in it. She's set the back of the chair in front of her. So I know an individual who is old, and she said she wants me to go with her, learn some things, etc. I already talked about that part. So she's like, what do you want? And I said, well, I would like to maybe get some time to be able to teach my sister that she's wrong. Could we take her with us? Not like on all our travels, but just like stash her somewhere. And she said, I know just the place. I'll do it.
And is your friend the Incredible Hulk?
No.
Because the Painted Lady's building right now is a pile of rubble.
What? No, I didn't ask for that. She just wanted to know where she was most likely to be found, and I gave her Edith's address because that's where I knew she was supposed to be at. So
that Tartu parlor collapsed in on itself violently. That would have been last night.
She does work fast. I didn't know she could just make the building collapse in on itself, though. It's a new one to me.
Adzi took a look at it with his eyes. Concrete was crumbled, broken, pitted, damaged. Looked like either someone had splashed acid on it or it had gotten a lot of damn acid rain over the years that wasn't there the day before. Yeah, it's not a building anymore. It's just a pile.
I have an idea of what happened, maybe, but I would have to confer to confirm. So,
we're searching for her now to see if we can find what happened to Edith.
I mean, I'm assuming it's probably a low priority. Or did they have like cranes and stuff out there digging during the day?
No. A building collapse is kind of not important when an explosion wasn't involved and a fire's not spreading. I'm not even sure they've noticed yet.
Yeah, that's fair. Well, from my part in that, you're welcome, I guess. I mean, I hope I did something that was useful for you all. By accident, I'll be honest. I did not ask for the Painted Lady's shop to be bulldozed. So,
and you're going somewhere with this individual.
Oh yeah.
Are you feeling okay?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yes. You don't understand. So okay, you're always propositioning me. But like I gotta be real with you. She and I have done a couple things that were just like, woo.
Oh, you little slut. I see what it's like now. Okay.
Hey, you know what? Let's put a pin in that. I will think about it. I might come and get you before we go out of town. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Okay.
I don't want to promise anything.
It's your garden. You have to tend it the way you think's important. But
Yeah.
I've never seen a building come in like that.
I mean, her clothes are made out of, so okay. This is my running theory. So her clothes are made out of ghosts that we can see, kind of, sort of. So I'm thinking maybe this is like ghost related, because she doesn't seem like the one to walk up and just like punch the building. And
okay, who the fuck is this?
You probably wouldn't believe me if I told you.
I don't know. I can believe some pretty amazing things.
Ginny gets up from the chair. She goes over and she leans down close, because she doesn't necessarily need Tasha hearing the name. She just whispers in her ear, "It's the Queen of the Underworld, Persephone."
Okay, part of me doesn't believe you. But then the other part of me, Adzi let me see what was going on in that place.
Mm-hmm.
And that building's fucked up.
Well, considering, so Ginny kind of, has stood back up. She goes and sits down. It's not super far-fetched, considering Helen of Troy lives in Chicago, and Menelaus, the Spartan king, lives here too. So
Do we have to live in the middle of Greek myths?
no, that's why I'm getting the fuck out.
No. It's your garden, you tend it.
Mm-hmm.
I'll keep an eye on. Tasha, you said. Tasha
will be relocating to Milwaukee just for some people I know to watch over her for me too. But I just want to make sure she's getting the a little bit of teaching.
Well,
so
me and the queens will take care of her. Matter of fact, and she looks at Tasha again. Some of the queens, I'm sure, will give you some style advice, because, girl. Mm-mm. And Tasha, you hear a chirp out of her mouth. She's like, this is business wear.
yeah. So also Tasha's gonna like be faux inheriting my empire while I'm gone. So she has to play the part. It's important.
Oh, no. Don't worry, Tasha. We'll give you a full queen makeover.
Oh, no. I'm sorry, Tasha. Can't save you from this one.
Tasha grins and looks at the two of you. Half of what you're saying, I don't understand what's going on. I don't know what gardening has to do with all this, but
in time you'll learn. It's kind of helped inform how I run my life, I guess, and my businesses. So I just felt like it was important for you to get some teaching.
Tasha looks at you. I'll trust you. If you tell me she can teach me something, I will come and be a dutiful student. And that causes Azule to laugh. I will be I like that. She can be my student and I'll be the teacher. Sometimes she may be naughty. And about that time, Adzi opens his one eye and looks over. I came back at a good time, didn't I?
Yeah, apparently. This might be too much of an ask, but I would ask no blood bonds, please. I know.
Azule gets a serious look. I bond no one who does not request it.
No, I know, but I also was hoping you could watch for it in her too, just in case someone tries to do it to her when she's in Milwaukee. I know it's bad of me just to embrace and ditch, but I do worry for the girl, so.
Gotta roll something real quick. Let's see. That one, and then rolling. Give me a second. I did it in the wrong order, too. It wasn't going to roll in here in a second. There we go. Nice roll. Urzule's eyes lose focus for a minute. Then she looks back. She's already bound to you.
Yeah, but I won't be around to keep the bond up, so...
You're going to be gone more than 6 months.
Yeah.
I'll take care of her. You can... I'm not going to say trust me, but you can rest assured.
No, it means a lot. I know I've done a lot of asks for you, and I don't feel like I've given as much in return, but hopefully the things I have done have had some value. And I'm not saying these to be the greatest hits or something. This is not me trying to lord it over you. I'm glad I could save Miss Stewart, and
yeah, she's
I'm glad.
Quite happy too. She was telling me about it.
Look,
she's made a number of comments that you were one of the best investments she's made in the last decade.
Oh, well, you know, I'm glad I could rescue her. I'm glad I've been able to like learn from you some. I know you're probably thinking, well, you haven't done. It's like, I've learned. It's been good. It's been a good experience to actually kind of get back in touch with some of my roots, as it were. So, and not be the whips and chains and that kind of shit kind of roots. So
it's a shame that you just missed her too tonight.
Well, I'll make sure to send her a card or something.
Yeah. When she comes back later, she's supposed to stop in after the council meeting. I'll let her know you were by.
Appreciate that. Thank you for everything, Urzule.
No.
I mean that.
You say it like you're never coming back.
No. It's going to be a while before I show back up. I don't know if I'll ever get to make pop-in visits or not. So that's why I kind of am trying to make sure everything's taken care of for the time being. So, and I guess if I don't come back, I don't come back. At least I'll know Tasha's surrounded by good people at that point. So
we will do our best to educate her and to understand the true way our society works, even though we are not happy with it. Change works best from within, though, right?
For sure.
And Azule gets up and she gives you a hug and kisses you on each cheek. I really hate to cut this meeting short, but Adzi and I are working on holding our interests right now. The city's in a bit of a state of flux.
Oh, totally understandable. If you need to stash any people away for, some time, you can always do that at my hotel down in the Loop. It's probably a hike, but it's kind of under their noses in a sense. So
we have them out working at the moment.
Fair enough.
And many of them can go out in the daylight, which makes them quite handy.
Oh, for sure. Well, I don't want to bother you, take up any more of you guys tonight. So again, thank you.
Yeah. And she looks over, and I'll be seeing you, Tasha. This will be fun. And once again, she gets that positively just, expression where she looks like she's sizing up a dessert menu.
Ginny just kind of smacks Urzule on the ass. Hey, not in front of me, please.
Oh, you're the jealous bitch tonight. I still love
you. Sometimes you just got to be. So
and Tasha's still cutting eyes back and forth because she hasn't seen, other than that night in Vegas, she hasn't seen this side of Ginny before.
All right, Tasha, let's go.
And as the two of you head out, as you get to the vehicle, Evan doesn't get out to open the doors or even get out. But as you're walking to the vehicle, both his hands have a death grip on the steering wheel. He's just sitting there.
Ginny's going to kind of like, she wants to look around. I want to do a wits awareness look around.
Go ahead.
So Where the fuck's my awareness? All right. Oof.
That's a great roll of 2.
Yeah, I know. I'm off to a stellar start.
Still a 2.
Okay. She obviously is like, the fuck? So she's gonna kind of crack the passenger door and just be like, Evan, what's going on?
What the fuck did I just see?
What?
Sitting here in this vehicle, listening to music. Then I hear howling winds. And some woman sitting in the seat beside me. I've seen a lot of crazy shit, but I ain't seen what was there. And I sure as hell haven't seen anyone leave that behind with a message. And he points at something on the front passenger seat.
Okay. Ginny's gonna pick it up.
It is. Oh, as soon as you pick it up, you realize it's skin. But it's skin that is tattooed in vines wrapping all around it.
The hell?
Whoever that, I don't want to say, I guess woman is away, but dear God, whoever she was told me to tell you a gift. Because this child thought she could oppose her.
You know what, Tasha, jump in the car real fast. I'll be right back. So Janie's gonna go in. She's gonna go back in. She's gonna walk over. She's gonna slap the skin on the table and say, "I don't know if this answers any questions, but I gotta go."
Stops mid-sentence, or Zule stops mid-sentence, and they both stare at it. Where the fuck did you get that?
A gift from my part-time paramour. I don't know. Look, is this Edith, or is this?
That's her tattoos.
Okay. Well, I think we answered some questions. You know what?
Adzi looks over to Zule, looks at you, looks at Zule. I'll ask later. I don't want to know now.
You know what? So Ginny grabs it again. She's like, "Thanks again. You've been wonderful. I'll see myself out." And she kind of jogs out.
And when you get back in the car, Evan is still like stock terror, holding the steering wheel with like white knuckle grip.
Ginny's gonna slide into the back. Evan, breathe in.
Why did she ask me if I was going to be a plaything for you too?
Evan, no offense. You can't be. I think she's trying to test out who's in my orbit. I think so. It's okay.
I've known you a while, and I'm pretty sure I have bits that aren't your thing.
No. I don't know that you would survive that encounter. Not because of the reasons you think. Maybe for the reasons you think, but not the reasons you think.
Look, I have served Kindred for 150 years now.
Yeah.
I've never seen anything that scary.
But isn't it exhilarating?
No.
Evan.
No, that is not.
Okay, well, fair enough. Different boats for different folks. Wait.
There was a tear in the middle of this vehicle. And on the other side of the tear, there was winds and blood and glass and sand and bone. And I don't know what the fuck else I saw.
Yeah, that was the other side. Like where ghosts are.
You know what you're doing. You know what you're getting yourself into.
Hey.
It's not my job to be your keeper.
Exactly.
I'm just to spy on you. I mean, I'm just to help you out.
At that, Ginny kind of smacks Evan upside the back of the head. Evan, breathe in, breathe out. Woosab, get this fucking car back to the hotel.
I need a drink. We're going back to the hotel for sure.
Yeah, you can get drunk. Open bar, dude.
Deal. Party's on. And the two of you head back to your hotel. Now we got to flash to Roscoe. It is Haven, kind of a house person right now. But you do have something you wanted to do tonight.
There is. Actually, I needed to test it out once first before I do the real thing.
Okay, how are you planning to test it out?
Well, I know Nicholas is driving around the city with in his car, so I'm just have a little message says, boo, appear on his rear view mirror.
Okay, do a rouse check. You won't know if he saw it or not, but it'll work. You get hungrier. Back to 2 hunger. Now you're going to have to do your ritual roll, which is intelligence, blood, sorcery. And while you're doing it, you've pulled out a mirror and a UV light, little handheld UV flashlight of all things. And you begin to write using your own vitae. Actually, it's human blood. One of the blood bags he left behind is a snack you're using to write. 7 is enough. And since you've chosen it for a specific individual, he's going to see it. Now, that's pretty damn funny. 5 times this message is going to appear on his rearview mirror. Every time he looks at it, it'll appear, disappear. And when he looks away and looks back, it'll appear again. But you can tell it did something. You can feel as the ritual takes effect. So it did work.
Okay.
He doesn't know who did it. It's not like you got a message from Roscoe. You didn't put that with it.
That's right. But I got confirmation that it worked.
You can feel when your rituals are successful or not.
Okay. All right, then I've got confidence to send the message I really wanted to send.
And who are you sending this message to?
Well, I've been to the Succubus Club, and I've noticed the layout of the building. I'm going to be sending this to Portia.
There are multiple mirrors and multiple windows in the place, and you've seen multiple of each. She's a Toreador. Of course, there's multiple mirrors. You're going to roll your rouse check again, and then another ritual roll. As you begin to write a new message, you're back to 3 hunger. And your beast actually speaks this time because I can't resist. Not sure you know what you're doing, but at least you're doing something. Make her pay for what she did. Six. That is more than enough. That means she's going to see this message 4 times. What is the message that you're putting on this?
Well, I'm going to send her a part of the prophecy.
Okay, which part?
And let's see what I had it. One of the 5 will fall to the queen of the underworld. She is here.
After you do that, you write it out, put the UV light on it, and your confirmation of the ritual is the blood kind of just disappears from the mirror. And as you're holding the mirror, suddenly it shatters in your hand. Did not do that with Nicholas, but it does in this case.
Would I know any reason for that happening?
Give me intelligence occult. You've got a specialization in blood magic. So use your specialization. Why not? So get you an extra die to that.
So intelligence occult.
Yep, with +1.
And can I willpower that?
Yes, you can. You got 4 so far. Let's see if you get something good. A 6. Your best guess? She must have turned it back somehow. and used her own blood sorcery to destroy the mirror. Or she shattered the mirror that had the message on the other side. One of the two is your guess.
Okay. I'll take that as message received on her end.
I think that's a great interpretation. So you've got anything else to do? Or is that enough trouble for one night for Roscoe?
That was a big enough button.
That is a big button. You just told Portia that Corey is looking for her. Finally, we've got one more to deal with tonight. Isabella, you're riding in a car with Emilio. Are you sure this is a good idea?
I will say that Isabella has changed her face to look like just a random plain Jane. I can make the roll if you want.
Well, you've had more than enough time to have done it.
Yeah.
If you failed it the first time, you could have kept doing it.
Exactly. It's an idea worth doing. I mean, he's wronged us, both of us, not just me.
I will look. I've just because I'm now this, don't mean I'm not gonna still help you and still support you. You think this is a good idea? I'm just double checking.
I mean, I think that you should stay in the car for most of it because you're still you looking. But if I need you,
Oh,
been preparing for this for a little bit. It'll be fine. And we have to get more resources, equipment for future elements of the plan.
gotcha. I'll watch the car. Hopefully none of the presents in the trunk there have knocked over and spilled. I don't smell any yet, so I guess it hasn't spilled yet.
Yeah. I mean, you do like to go big with these things, Emilio.
Look, I made a nice dozen.
Subtlety is a thing.
Look, we've been together a long time, Isabella, and I don't think subtlety was ever my game plan.
We can't cause any more breaches right now.
And as you pull up to the building, he stops the car. You got your lockpicks, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll be right here.
Okay.
And as you walk up to the building, the van's not there. You knew it wouldn't be there.
I didn't know.
The place is dark. And you get up to the door. Let me get a dexterity larceny roll.
Dexterity larceny.
Let's see what happens.
When I have to look for larceny because I never use it.
It's in the physical skills.
I found it.
Yep. I get almost nobody uses that. It's almost always the NPCs who are doing larceny for people.
Why? I want to let me do willpower.
I didn't even see the roll.
Okay. I saw the roll. It's being weird. Okay, hold on.
Drag it onto chat. Drop it on the chat.
Dexterity?
Yep. And we'll
Larceny.
or dexterity larceny. There you go. I see something. Wow. Okay. 4.
Okay.
Successes on all dice. That's enough for challenging. That's enough to pick the lock. And you open a door and step into Nicholas's funeral parlor. You've been in here before.
I have.
You generally know where everything is. You came in here to help him one night when he had disappeared for a bit. What are you looking for in Nicholas's funeral parlor?
So the first thing that she is going to go do is she's going to go see in the Haven part what's left over of Matthew's.
I mean, Matthew took a bunch of stuff with him, but not everything.
Mm-hmm.
He was told he didn't get a lot of time to pack. So there's still clothes of his hung up. You don't see
Okay.
the pictures that he had scattered about it on little frames of him and Nicholas. Apparently, one of the first things to get packed was obviously his pictures and his mementos, but his clothes are all there.
Yeah, she'll take some clothes. She'll take a few different things.
Okay, let me roll something to see. Wow, I rolled a 10.
That's
Nicholas
lovely.
or Matthew forgot his cologne.
Even better. She'll take that too.
Okay.
And then she's gonna go to the office part and rummage around a little bit.
Anything in particular you're looking for?
Anything potentially incriminating or plans for Milwaukee.
He doesn't. I mean, there's no real notes. He doesn't keep notes about Samantha. Though you do find the book he did the autopsy of that thin blood that died in the club that night where he had the cannibal ring.
She'll snap a few quick pictures of the book.
Okay. He's not involved in a lot of crazy illegal activities. It's not a bunch of crazy things like that.
Yeah, no, she's more looking for stuff for like future plans for Milwaukee.
He didn't keep any plans for Milwaukee, which seems odd.
Next, she's gonna go to. She's like very like she's surprised but not surprised that like he's not like making plans for after Chicago, because he knows we have to leave in 5 days.
As you're going through the place, you do find a very odd book, very old leather-bound book. You don't even notice it because it's at a table in the living area beside, you assume, where he was sitting reading it.
Does it have a title?
Not in a language you can speak.
She's gonna leave it. It's probably something, but she's not gonna mess with it.
Okay. Yep, that's the only thing that was odd.
Okay. Then she's finally gonna go to the crematorium, like the part where he'll burn bodies.
That's in the basement.
Yeah.
There's a storage room where they do embalming, and then a crematorium off it.
Yeah. So she's gonna go there, and she is gonna go put Emilio's goodies there.
Several incendiary devices. Yes.
And then she is going to try and remove some of the safety features on it. And it almost like they got broke on the crematorium thing.
Okay. Open the door to the crematorium and turn the fire on?
Not actually turn it on.
Okay.
Not now, but just remove like the safety features for it.
The safety feature is a door.
Okay, well then she's gonna leave the door open.
Okay. Or you could also turn the gas onto it and just leave the gas going.
She'll do that. She'll do that too.
Okay. So you put the pilot light out and turn the gas on so it starts filling up with gas, which thankfully you don't breathe, so you don't have to worry about.
Yeah. And then I'm guessing Emilio's incendiary devices can work with the remote from a distance.
Of course.
Okay. Just making sure.
Cell phone. Cell phone trigger.
Just making sure.
Best way to do anything these days is cell phone.
So then she is getting what she needed. She is going to take all the new stuff that she grabbed and leave that, and she's gonna go back to the car and tell Emilio to drive for a little bit and then hit the button.
When you
The literal button.
hit you send a text to the cell phone is all you had to do on it, which you did from a burner. I'm assuming competence, not,
Yes.
you're
Yes.
just gonna
It's also
use your
like not
phone.
our car.
Right.
It's like, all that.
At first you don't hear anything. Then looking back, you see the gout of flame shoot up. At first it's red, then it turns blue, then it turns to a very odd green before it settles to a purplish blue as it burns for, well, clearly everybody could see for a bit of time. And then suddenly there's no flame. Though you can see the building looks like it's just been through hell.
So, like, it's clear that he can't operate it out of it
Oh,
anymore.
God, there's not much of the...
Cool. Okay, then she doesn't care that it's not burning anymore. If anything, that's better.
That is not a... You've seen a lot of fires. That was not a normal fire.
Yeah, she's gonna kind of ignore that. That's not her problem. Nicholas can deal with that.
Okay.
It's not part of her revenge. She doesn't care. And yeah, she'll go back.
And Amelia goes, I don't remember my shit doing that before.
Neither do I. But as far as we know, it was an accident in the crematorium.
Wasn't me.
We already know that his license has been in question. It was only a matter of time, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I think given how touchy they are about fires, we're going to really try to get the hell out of here.
Oh, I figured we were already going.
No, really fast. We're going to thankfully, it's the medical deaths. They'll be a little bit slow to respond here because it wasn't the target of all the other attacks. But let's get out of here before the fire shows up.
Okay.
And the two of you head back to your place. You got anything else you're going to do before you get back to lay low for a little bit?
No. That's enough.
So as you head back, right here, everybody, with Jackie talking with Cedric and getting Antoine to agree to go with her, Jenny and Urzule, and Jenny having a gift to show all of them involved, Roscoe starting some shit, and Isabella doing her best to one-up Roscoe on starting shit meter.
Hold my beer.
Yeah, it's hold my beer. You start shit, hold my beer. I got some good shit too. This is where we'll go to break. We will see everybody in 10 minutes. Please enjoy.
Introduce myself, though I fear you've heard my name, and that you've heard the story of Countess Bathory. History is told by the victors, heroic warriors, and mad kings. Will you hear my story from the lips of Bathory? Wealthy and powerful, a widow with political political rivals keen to destroy me and take my property. My plea was never offered. All my confessors were all tortured, or how they destroyed me for my property. They put me up, shut me up, shut me up, put me up, put me up, shut me up, shut me up, and told a story of a bitch called Bathory. Let's sucking demon, queen of hell, sadistic killer, a monster tale, bathing in the blood of virgins, to keep me beautiful, drinking the blood of virgins, to keep me youthful, the Blood Countess. Who is she really? Who is she really? Blood Countess. Who is she really? Elizabeth Bathory. Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. I've always been the hunter, nothing on my tail. But there was something in you I knew could make that change. To capture a predator, you can't remain the prey. You have to become an equal in every way. So look in the mirror and tell me, who do you see? Is it still you, or is it me? Become the beast, we don't have to hide. Do I terrify you? Or do you feel alive? Do you feel the hunger? Does it howl inside? Does it terrify you? Or do you feel alive? Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. So embrace the darkness, that will help you see that you can be limitless and fearless if you follow me. We are the lions in a world of lies. We are the predators, the hunters, the hunters, the hunters. Become the beast. We don't have to hide. Do I terrify you? Do you feel alive? Do you feel the hunger? Does it howl inside? Does it terrify you? Or do you feel alive? Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. Splinters of my soul cut through your skin to burrow within. Do you burrow within? Do you feel the hunger? Does it howl inside? Does it terrify you? Or do you feel alive?
Welcome back. Before the break, I'm not summarizing. Watch this first half of the episode. If you already forgotten what happened, I'm sorry. Quit having shanky memory. But as we open this second half, the coterie has gathered in the club to wait for Jackson to bring Sierra, as per their agreement. Jackson said he would be by with her. Just waiting for when.
Just, he said he'd have her delivered.
Mm-hmm. And we turn it over to the players waiting as they've gathered. And I guess Jackie has to fill in the plan.
Yes, thank you everyone for showing up. Jackson will be having delivered Sierra here. I will be diablerizing her.
That's a choice.
She decided to basically inform Tally of my sire's location, which led to the destruction of my sire. She is child of Tally. That's why I asked you all here.
You know, if she has what sort of fighting skill she has?
She is child of Tally.
Mm-hmm.
And she was not destroyed.
Okay.
So I am going to presume she can hold her own. Lasombra are notorious for that. They do not let failures survive. She has Kevin fully convinced that she was broken by Lucinda and her agents. I don't believe it at all. That's why I have you all here, because if I am right, she will fight.
Well, I mean, we'll find out quickly.
We will.
I find it hard to believe someone won't fight to survive.
Exactly. But how she presented at my charity event was skittish, fearful. Basically, the antithesis of a Lasombra. There is no fucking way a child of Tally would be broken like that. I know my enemy.
No doubts about that. I agree with you. It wouldn't make sense. It's so much harder to break any of us. I think it would take more than
Even
a year or two.
brutal Malkavian would have to take longer than they took.
Yes.
So, that is why we are here. But while we are here, we can discuss how things have been going. My son is going to accompany me into Milwaukee.
Oh, great.
Cedric is preparing as well. Dredd will be joining us. He has left the wolf pack. Nadine fought him for control of it. She disagreed with how he would lead them. And she has a list of retributions to dole out. I'm sure at some point Nicholas is on there, but I imagine he's not the first priority. First one is probably Kevin for having her brother assassinated.
Nick made his bed. He can lie in it.
However, the reason why was because his sister's spirit led to the death of Tyrus, as we know. And that brings me to something I needed to say to you, Isabella. I have concerns with his sister's spirit's attachment to you. I fear that her being in proximity to you would lead to vulnerabilities if you were in role of Sensual.
Is there a way to break that attachment?
From what I understand, from what I've picked up listening to Nicholas at times, if you are what did he call it, a feta, you would have to be destroyed.
That's unfortunate.
Yes.
I understand if you need to pick someone else then.
Please understand, it is not meant as a slight to you. It is only to minimize the risk that spirit causes.
Of course.
I would love to have you by my side, for real, but I can't take that risk.
Of course.
I'm Sorry, I was gonna say. I mean, I know somebody who knows a thing or two about ghosts and stuff. Should I bother? Would my inquiring do any good, or is this like you all set in stone?
I mean, if there's a way to sever it without hurting Isabella, most certainly ask. But if there is
I'll
no
ask.
way, then I just can't have her essential. I can't have her close in my court. She can still be in Milwaukee. She can still be involved in Toreador things, but I can't have her right at my side in court.
Hey, I just figured I would ask because I can.
I appreciate it. If you want to ask, go right for it.
Because I mean, if I can get an answer, then maybe we can all keep on kumbayaing along. I don't know, but I probably won't do it right this minute because I think they've got plans and I've got plans and we've got plans. So, it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Plus I got to step outside if I do that. So yeah.
Why do you need to step outside?
Isn't this place warded?
Not against ghosts. Ghosts are in here routinely.
Oh,
That's my that's my haven that's warded against ghosts.
whoops.
And I only did that because of fucking Giovanni was squatting in my fucking haven.
My brain it's all this stuff just woo. Some of the stuff in one ear, out the other. So it is how it be.
No, this place is warded against basically psychically eavesdropping. This place is warded against small animals and insects. Yes.
That's helpful.
Yes.
Okay, see, my bad. Apologies.
That's okay, but that's a good. Thank you for suggesting that. If you could ask her, after we're done here or whatever, whenever you get to it, and just let us know if there is a possible way or not. But if there is not, please understand, Isabella, it's nothing against you.
Of course. Totally get it.
Yes.
If any reason, more cause to be upset with Nicholas. Causing it to happen in the first place.
You know what? Okay, since I have to send a messenger away, I told them not to come inside, so I'm going to go stick my head outside and just let them know I have a message for her, and we'll see what happens. She shows up, she doesn't. Is that okay?
That's
fine. We can get
fine.
an answer to this. We can move on with
That's fine.
Everyone's, okay. So Jenny's going to go over and she's going to stick her head outside the door and just be like, I have a question for Mistress Corey, or Corey, however you call her. Just let her know. Thank you. And she's going to close the door
and you
again.
hear a voice. You don't know where it comes from. I will tell her.
Thank you for your service. Jenny closes the door. Shit's fucking weird. She kind of mumbles to herself as she goes back to the group. So apologies. I just want you all to know I will not be joining you in Milwaukee for the long term. I know, heartbroken, sad, tears. My plan is currently I'm going to go
This is my
traveling.
shocked face.
I know. Who'd have thought? Jenny fleeing the Midwest hellscape of Chicago, Milwaukee, greater area. No, I'm planning on traveling. I've struck a deal. So, yeah. Unless that goes completely off the rails, I plan
With
to be
her?
gone for. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. No, you don't understand. You gotta understand. I plan on learning as much as I can, seeing as much as I can, doing as much as I can, and then coming back a better, more vivacious. God, this shit does not work when I don't have like the ghouls around to kind of like eat it up. So look, yeah, no.
But at what cost, though? I mean, there's always a cost.
Oh, I won't be able to tell anybody about the stuff I did or saw, but I'll still be able to use that knowledge. She asked me what I wanted, and I said, can you grab my sister and stash her away somewhere so I can maybe de-brainwash her? And apparently she took that to mean Jenny pulls out the rolled up piece skin of like from Edith and be like, so this is the vampire formerly known as the Painted Lady. She rolls
Jackie,
it back
you've
up.
seen her.
God.
Jackie and Isabella have seen her in Elysia before. Painted Lady does go rarely, but goes sometimes.
Ginny re-rolls the skin and like puts it back in her like purse thing. And she apparently destroyed her tattoo parlor. So yeah.
Oh my God.
And you hear a voice from the back of the club, but approaching because you can hear the heels clacking. Can you believe that child thought she could stop me?
If I had known you were going to do something like that, I would have asked to come and watch. Just saying.
Well, you should have then.
Now I know. Going forward, I should always ask to come and watch.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, Corey.
I guess Jenny has been telling you of our plans.
Yes,
She's agreed to run away with me.
I've heard.
I'd call it eloping, but marriage is such a
I've never done it myself.
funny thing.
Just a name. No one really cares about it.
It doesn't make sense in these nights from what I've seen. The purpose of marriage was to bind families together, to increase your holdings, to secure wealth and position, and now they do it just for fun. Matter of fact, one of the spirits told me it costs money to be married now. Very odd. Makes no sense.
I mean, it cost other money or things other than money previously.
Depending. The bride price did cost. Why have I been brought to this? As much as I enjoy your company, everyone here.
Would like to pose a question to you.
Perhaps I'll pose answers.
I appreciate it. Isabella has a specter that is attached to her. It is Nicholas's sister. Is there any way to remove that attachment without destroying Isabella?
Well, yes. The question is, what will she pay? What can Isabella give me?
What's the asking price?
Oh, no, that's not how this works. You have asked a service. What do you offer? An offering to the Queen of the Dead.
Frankly, I'm not sure what I could give you that you don't already have or have an easier way of accessing yourself.
Sometimes it
Other
is
than a boon, but
sometimes it is the offer that is important. Not always how valuable it is. A sacrifice for a sacrifice.
If I were... I feel like you and I might be at least slightly similar in our desires for retribution. If I give you my chance at retribution, would that be sufficient? If you would carry it out for me.
Perhaps there is another way, a dangerous way, that you could pay me for this. I think Ginny is rubbing off on me. I feel mischievous.
Hey, can't blame me for that. I mean, you can, but you're a grown-ass woman. You could make your own choices, Corey.
What would you say if I asked you to go to the college and pass a message for me?
Do I get to know who the message would be to?
Well, of course.
Before agreeing, that is.
It would be to Cretius.
And is the message more than a verbal one?
Yes and no, as I like to say. It is to give him something and tell him it is a gift from me.
Is there a deadline for this?
Yes. 24 hours.
All right. I'll do it.
She reaches into her pants that did not have pockets, but as she reaches for it, a pocket is there. She pulls out, it's a necklace that looks like a fang. Some sort of odd beast fang. Give him this. Tell him I took it from his sire's body. And now I'm coming for him.
Love that for me.
Tell you what, Isabella, I'll help you out. I'll be your exit strategy. Like, we'll iron out the details. Also, Corey, super fucking hot. Just saying.
I found him. It's too bad he was still sleeping. I'm afraid he won't wake up. Ever.
Someone pour one out for the Mediterranean dad bod.
Well,
Is it a deal?
It's a deal.
And she reaches down and bites her hand and starts to bleed and reaches her hand out to shake.
Isabella does the same.
And when your hands touch, you feel a charge shoot through you a bit. A deal in blood. Perfect. Now, let's see if we can solve your problem. You said her name is Izzy.
Yes.
Perfect. Yes? Yes. You will come to me, Izzy. Now. And you see Izzy form right there. Just visible to everybody. You have been a naughty little girl. And now the punishment comes. And Izzy's eyes turn to Isabella. What is she talking about?
I have been informed you have put yourself in a position where you have the means to overtly exert your influence.
And her eyes shoot over to Corey. You won't touch me. You know who I work for. And Corey just laughs. You are done. Say goodbye, Izzy. Izzy starts to say something, and Corey just makes a chopping motion. And then Izzy screams. And screams. And you see her breaking apart. Her fetter has been severed. sorry, her fetters have been severed. She is now returned to the maelstrom. She won't be allowed on this world. She has nothing left to bring her here. The deal is done. I do like your friends, Jenny. They are so exciting.
Oh, I know. I like them too. Ginny goes over and like puts like a pecks Corey on the cheek with like a small kiss. She's like, "Thank you so much for doing this."
Well, we both get something from it. Plus anything for you, dear. And she gets a smirk where she knows she's throwing shit.
Yeah, Ginny's just kind of like gives her that like fake, like, "Oh, it's so sweet of you," but she's just kind of like, yeah.
Thank you, Corey.
As I said, a favor for a favor.
Of course.
And I feel mischievous. I wonder how far the rat will run. Not far enough.
Probably not quick enough anyway.
We'll see if he's as smart as he thought he was. His sire sure wasn't. He should have been awake. Sleeping. You can't defend yourself now, can you? Well, and as she claps her hands, the front door to the place opens, and Jackson comes in with a Sierra. He's kind of pushing ahead of him.
Mm-hmm.
Give me an insight roll, please. And Isabella, you've got the fang necklace, right?
I do.
Okay. Give me insight rolls. Isabella, holding the fang necklace. You knew the door was going to open before it opened. You don't know how.
I got 5.
Okay. Isabella's on fire tonight with a 1.
No, that was Jenny.
I haven't rolled
Jenny.
yet.
Sorry, Jenny on
No,
fire with a 1.
I just can't roll for shit tonight.
Desires or vices?
Sure. Either one of those will work. Sorry, I can't see very well. I'm blind. I'm just going to go with that. That's my excuse. 3. That's better. So we got a 5 and a 3 and
I'm willpowering.
a 2. Or sorry, a 3. Oh, there you go. So we got 2 5s.
Nope.
That's a crit.
That's a crit.
Oh, shit.
4, 5, 6, 7.
A 7, a 5, and a 3. Okay. Roscoe, just not to miss it, jumps in with 2. And Jackson seems distracted, Jackie. Isabella, when he came in, his eyes seemed to be drawn towards whatever pocket you put that necklace in.
Is his hand on his necklace from Minale?
No,
Like,
but
no? Okay.
he's got his hands leading Sarah by the shoulders.
Okay.
You feel confusion. You feel, this is for Isabella. You feel confusion, curiosity at the moment. That's all. You don't know where it comes from.
She'll turn to Jenny and say that we need to take care of this as soon as possible.
I have brought you what you wished,
Thank you.
Jacqueline.
Thank you. Sierra, please.
And Sierra's kind of shuffling, and she looks to Jackson, looks to you, and shuffles back. And Jackson looks, I can't stay. I have to be somewhere to do something, check something. Something's wrong.
All right.
And he turns, doesn't say another word. He just turns and kind of goes, and his step is hesitant. Not like it normally is, no confidence in it as he steps. And Sierra's kind of looking timid. Corey looks over and goes, now this is interesting. I'm going to sit over here. And she sits on a table like she's done before with her legs hanging over the edge and crosses her ankles and starts swinging them as she's smiling, watching. And Sierra looks over. Why am I here? What's going on?
Roscoe, lights, please.
The lights come on and get bright, and she kind of shields her eyes. And when the lights come on, she jumps a bit.
Mm-hmm. You, Sierra Van Buloris, are child to Tally.
Yes. I told Lucinda everything I knew.
Yes. You came to this establishment. You saw Nolan Wilhelm. You left shortly after him, followed him to where he was residing, and then reported that to Tally.
That's what I told Lucinda, yes. I did it on his orders.
And you are to tell me that some Malkavian was able to break a child of Tally?
I'm broken. I live to serve the tower.
I'm going to suss that for a lie.
Okay, go ahead and roll. What are you going to roll? I know I have to roll composure, subterfuge.
I am going to do... To not give a tell on my face that I'm suspecting it to be a lie, would I do composure?
Sure, go ahead.
So I am going to also do composure subterfuge.
No, you have to use composure insight.
Insight? Okay.
Yeah.
That's fine. I could do that.
Subterfuge is telling a lie. Insight is to detect the body language of a lie.
I want to know desires.
Okay.
I want to know if she's lying and if she has a desire going.
Go ahead. Let's see how many you get.
We're going to willpower. I have 3 so far. Wow. I have 3, so I guess I don't know.
You're not sure she's telling the truth. I'll say that.
All right, then. Jackie takes her sword cane and tries to stake her.
When you pull the sword cane up, she suddenly stands up straight.
Mm-hmm. That's what I thought.
You know what? I am glad he's dead, bitch. And if I'd had my way, I would have had him kill you too, if not for fucking Lamar. His sweet little Lamar, his little protege.
That's all right. Lamar's mine now.
Somehow he avoided. I'd hoped he would get the punishment too.
Oh, no.
Would have served Tally right. His protege get caught in the web.
I protect those loyal to me.
Not well enough, huh?
I warned Nolan to leave because I had gotten word that Tally was coming for him. Nolan's demise was his own choice. And he almost killed Tally in the process.
You wonder. So many little things about that. Your sire. You wonder things like, well, how did Vitel know they were coming that night? Who would have tipped him off? Who might have had that info? Then he was almost destroyed in London. Tipped off. Somebody told the Second Inquisition as London fell. Your sire made a lot of enemies.
Yes, he did.
And I'm glad I finally got him.
You didn't get him. Josiah did.
Who do you think was supplying the info? Why do you think Tally... kept me around so long. My hotels and my connections.
Jackie's going to stab her.
Okay? As you move to do it, I'm going to attack you first.
All right. I also have celerity.
You don't have enough for this.
You sure about that? I'm maxed out in celerity.
Oh, so it's a tie. You got the 5, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's see here. Hang on. Gotta look here and see what we got. You can make a rouse check to defend at the same speed. Yes. Lightning strike.
I am lightning striking. Yep.
Okay.
So I'll do the rouse check. I got hungry, but it's worth it.
Okay. So you will both roll dexterity. Well, you roll dexterity melee. She rolls dexterity brawl
Okay.
because she don't have a weapon in her hand. Kevin's not stupid enough to give her a weapon because that would be stupid.
When Jackie pulled her sword, Jenny was kind of shuffled to the side and started turning into a bear. That was my failed rouse check.
I am willpowering. I got 5, and I'm going to rouse for my surge.
Okay.
Dex. I have 5 on Dex now.
You come at her as she quickly moves faster than anyone here had seen. Couldn't believe how quick she moved, but Jackie is just as quick. Neither one of you managed to connect with the other, though. It was close. And she turns, and what is now we'll get into the normal round because nobody expected that kind of speed. Jackie, anyone else have celerity 5? Okay, so only Jackie got to respond that way.
Mm-hmm.
Both of them moved almost like a blur.
Mm-hmm.
And now they switched positions almost, though Sierra's a bit further back so that her back isn't to anybody in the coterie. As she turns and smiles. Quick.
I have lots of tricks, Sierra, and I'll pull them out for just for you.
Okay, now, combat. What is everybody doing?
I'm rousing for toughness now.
Okay. Yeah, you couldn't do it last turn. Now, that means you can't use lightning strike this turn because
Yes,
you can
I
only
can. I have rapid reflexes.
But you can't use light. You don't have a lightning. Oh, you have rapid. It always counts for you. That's right. It doesn't. Well, actually, no.
I can rouse is something that doesn't take a full turn.
You can activate 1 power a turn. You have your choice which one you wish to activate.
That's fine. That's fine.
Unless you're going to try to rely on the instinctive activation of toughness if you get hit.
Yes, I will do that then.
Because you can rely on your instinctively doing it.
However, I will rouse for shatter. And
Okay.
that rouse was for shatter.
Okay.
So
you're going to do shatter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, lightning strike you have to rouse every fucking turn.
Yeah.
And an opponent with celerity 5 doesn't have to have lightning strike. You just have to make a rouse check to defend against it, basically.
Mhm.
So what is everybody else doing? We have Jackie's now. She's doing shatter. I assume you're coming at her?
Yeah. I'm trying to basically, I've got the sword and the shaft, the sheath of it, basically the wooden sheath.
Okay.
I'm trying to distract her with the sword and stake her.
Okay. What is everybody else doing? Isabella, your turn.
Yeah, so melee is with strength or dex.
Either one. It depends on what you want to use.
Okay. So I'm gonna surge for strength and then try and stab her.
Okay. So
Do you
we'll come
want to go
back
ahead
to
and
you in a
roll that, or
second.
am I-
Jenny, what are you doing?
So if I don't get my bear pre-activated, 'cause when I saw Jackie pull the sword, Jenny would have started shifting into a bear. If that doesn't count, she turns into a bear this turn.
Okay, you're turning into the bear because they moved so
Okay.
quick. So you're turning into
It
a
was
bear.
like a tenth of a second.
Yeah, the lightning strike is stupid.
Well, I
quick.
mean, when you pulled the sword out and
she didn't pull.
dropped
She
the
just
facade.
lifted up the stake cane at first. Was going to use the stake. part
That's
of
what
it.
I meant. When she lifted the facade and they actually started
Okay,
talking.
then you're a
she
bear.
wasn't-
I'll let you go with
Okay. Sorry. Okay. Well, then can I blink?
that. If you want to rouse and blink, you can.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I failed every rouse check tonight. Let's keep it rolling.
Okay, so you're going to be blinking
We're
towards
all
her
hungry
to
as
get
fuck.
close, to get up on her. And Roscoe, what are you doing?
I'm going to rouse for toughness.
Okay, You're going to just start buffing up. Is anyone going to block the door? There's a suggestion. Somebody might want to block the door.
I would hope Roscoe hit the lights and lock the door.
Now, there's no remote lock on the door like that, but somebody can put their body at the door.
Isabella could do that. Sure. She's not the strongest, but hoping y'all won't
You
let
just
her
have to
get
make
that
sure
far.
she can't blink the door open, blink out. She's got a lot of celerity.
Yeah.
Somebody standing in front of the door pretty much makes that impossible.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, Isabella will do that.
And there's barriers in front of all the windows, so she's not going to be able to get those open.
Right.
Yeah, Isabella will do that instead. But she will have her knife out and she'll still surge for strength.
Yep.
Just in case.
Okay. So, Jackie, you're going to be the fastest.
Mm-hmm.
Celerity 5. We'll give it to you. You're going to come in and attack her?
Yes.
Okay. Wow. Isabella's getting hungry.
Yeah, that was for the surge.
Oh my God. I saw that die almost land on 10, and instead it hit a 2.
4. You miss automatically?
Okay. Because it's less than her celerity rating.
Yes. So Jackie comes with a sword, and Sierra just lightning quick moves around it. Yes, she's using blurred momentum.
Mm-hmm.
You must get more successes than her celerity rating to touch her at all.
Got it.
Mm-hmm. She don't even have to roll. But your successes were more than hers, so she didn't hit you either. So now we got Isabella going to door. Jenny Bear. What are you're attacking?
I was going to try and like brawl into her to grab her and kind of smother her as the bear form. So
go ahead.
All right. I got to figure out how many dice I got to roll since it's my
metric fuck ton.
7. So it's what? It's my 7 for my physical and the bear. And then I add in my brawl, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So that's 11. Do I get my, I don't know my claws grown, but since bears have claws naturally, do I get my?
No.
Okay. I just check.
It's not the same. They're not, you haven't grown your feral, so they're not feral claws. They're just regular bear paw claws.
Yeah.
Slashing weapons on a kindred. Not really good, honestly. But that's pretty nice. 10.
With a crit.
I know. I'm doing the math here. Hang on. That counts as.
It's 10 after the crit. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just doing my math.
Yeah, I'm gonna willpower just to. Oh, I can't willpower. So I've got 2 potential.
You could do 2 dice to willpower. Yeah.
Not another crit.
That's 2 crits.
No, it isn't.
Oh, it's only 1.
Oh, it's only 1 because there's 3. Okay, I'm sorry. I thought I
so
saw
11. Okay. So that's the margin of that minus that halved because it doesn't count as your feral claws. You come up and get her, but at lightning speed, she also hurts you. She didn't try to use, lightning strike on you or on Jackie because it didn't work the first time. Jackie moved too quick. You, on the other hand, so Jenny, you got toughness, right?
Yeah, I should. Double check. Pretty sure I do.
4. Okay. So
yep.
Have that. Wow. Jenny, you take 1 damage.
Okay.
She hit you pretty good, but still 1 damage. Your bear claws hit her. She almost got out of it. Didn't even get a slash on her, just bumped her aside a bit. You beat her on margin by 4, but she has toughness. And then it's half the damage. She only took 1.
Well, I wasn't necessarily trying to. I was trying to wrap her up.
She was trying to grapple.
So I can't even. So that doesn't even. I wouldn't even be grabbing her.
No, not this turn. You were closing the distance. Next turn, since you're already on her, I'll let you try to grapple.
Okay, that's fine.
Though the funny thing is, with Lightning Strike, she can do an opposed grapple with you only having one success to just immediately re-break it. Lightning Strike's a bitch, honestly. It's the only good thing in Celerity, just about. That and the blurred momentum. Roscoe, you have activated your toughness.
Mm-hmm.
That was her only action, though, was to go after Jenny, who she knows just has to dodge Jackie for a bit. Everyone's actions this turn. Isabella, you have reached the door, locked the door. So the door is now locked.
So she has to go through you and unlock.
Oh, now she could leave the door because the amount of time
she's
it
going
would
to
take.
stand there still.
Okay. Because the amount of time it take to unlock it, Jenny could blink right to it.
Mm-hmm. Or Jackie could.
Or Jackie could, right.
Mm-hmm.
She's going to stay there still. Because she's doing a lot of damage, and Isabella's not tough.
So, Jackie, your plan? I know. Everyone thinking what they want to do here. That's probably going to be the only turn she only takes 1 damage from Jenny, because now Jenny can grow feral claws, and all hell's going to break loose after that. Because then it's no longer half damage. So while Jackie's deciding, Roscoe, what are you doing?
I'm going to use Theft of Vitae.
That's a good one. Run her out of her shit quick, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Nope, that only works on mortals.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yep.
Okay.
Extinguish Vitae.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Extinguish Vitae works on supernaturals. Theft of Vitae is where you go and you suck somebody's blood from across the room.
Right. I had it reversed. Okay. Cool. So extinguish.
Yeah, you can roll now
blood
your
sorcery.
intelligence and blood sorcery just to get the roll out of the way, so we already have it done.
I'll do lightning strike again.
Okay.
Phew, succeeded that one, thank God.
So you're aware she has celerity 5. All you're forcing her to do is keep rousing, which is still valid.
That's still valid.
Okay. Roscoe's got his roll. Jackie's lightning striking her. Jenny is closer and on top of her, so we'll go Jenny first, then Jackie, and then Roscoe's shit can kick in. You got 5.
Yep, 5.
Well, doesn't. It's not less than her celerity. It's a tie. Tie goes in your favor. Your sword this time catches her. Barely. It's only going to do 1 damage because
That's okay.
it adds up. Right.
I drew first wound.
Yep. And now we're going to go with Jenny's, who's added her fair. Now her bear claws have gone from normal bear claws to really long, sharp looking bear claws. It's like the nails grew another 3 inches. Really looking fucked up.
So she's still I'm still right on top of her, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So now I get my +1. So this is my.
Why did it not roll enough dice?
I can roll 1 more
We'll try
willpower.
again
So
here.
let's.
Because it did not roll enough dice for me. Or did it? Let me double check. No, it did. No, it didn't. Wait a minute. Yeah, it did. Okay. Mine were right. You got 9?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 9 with the crit.
Okay. She managed to land another series of blows on you, which let me hit the rouse again for that use. But still only 1 damage. because toughness. She's got no weapon. And it's odd she doesn't even summon to arms of Amram or anything. They require concentration. They're hard to use in the middle of a fight.
Yeah.
And you ended up with 7, 9.
Yep.
This time your claws get pretty good on her. She'll take 3 superficial from that hit.
Is she grappled now?
She is grappled at the moment.
All right.
She'll just lightning strike next turn to break it.
I try to stake her before she can.
Yeah, we'll see. Roscoe, your theft of Vitae. You had, scroll back up, you had a lot. I saw a lot of dice from yours. Let's see, 4, 7. Okay. I got to pull up, or extinguish Vitae, sorry. She rolls stamina composure against it. And as you invoke your blood magic, come on. Come on. Why isn't it not letting me set it? Okay, I'll just do it this way. There we go. You feel it take effect. You can feel it grab her as she gets a little more wild in the eyes. As she gets hungrier again. Next round. Isabella, you going to still guard the door? Jenny's got her held.
Jackie is staking this time.
You're going to try to stake?
Mm-hmm.
You both have celerity. 5. So let me think on how I want to handle this roll to see if you can get her before she uses lightning strike to get out. Just give me a dex athletics.
Can I use my specialty?
Sure. Nice, easy way to see who actually goes first when it's the war of celerity.
I am using my willpower.
Yeah, 4 so far. 6.
6.
Okay. Jackie, give me a melee attack, please.
Okay.
She is not broke free of Jenny yet because you beat her. She had 5. So it's going to boil down to, can you get 6 successes? How much you willing to burn willpower? You're going to take an aggravated at this point.
Yep. Worth it. 6 successes.
She has 1 success because she's grappled, which means you have 5 extra successes. To stake someone, you need to beat them by a margin of 5. So as Jenny's standing there grappled and holding her with this bear, Jackie drives the stake into her heart as Sierra goes stiff in Jenny's arms.
And Jackie immediately lunges for her throat.
Damn, Jackie just not even waiting. So you begin to drink.
Yep.
You can pull 2 hunger off her.
Thank you.
She was up to 3 already.
Mm-hmm.
And now you have drained her. What is Jackie going to do?
Diablerize her ass.
Okay, here we go. First, you get to roll. You can do strength resolve. You can do composure resolve. Or you can do intelligence resolve against a difficulty of 3. Make your first roll.
I will surge it for the resolve.
Okay, go ahead.
Got it. 5.
That's your first success.
Mm-hmm.
Now you need a second success. You need a number of successes equal to her blood potency.
Hang on, let me do my rouse check for that surge.
Okay.
It's all right.
Now you do it again. Same roll.
I'm only at 2.
Difficulty is still 3.
Hang on. Composure.
Let's see if she can pull this off. It's actually a pretty easy roll for this
Oh,
part.
shit. Hang on. Trying to get this darn thing to do what I need it to do. There we go.
7.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you have now made it past the first part. Immediately, Your humanity drops one more.
Okay.
Now you roll humanity and your blood potency. Humanity plus blood potency versus her resolve plus blood potency. You cannot surge that.
My actual humanity
Yes, your humanity now.
plus my blood potency.
Yes.
Okay.
So you get 4 plus your blood potency.
That's 5.
Okay. And there's no willpower allowed on this one. She got 3. You beat her by 2. You get 10 experience you can spend immediately. Your generation drops to 8. As Jackie, you see her drawing and drawing down. And then you see Sierra begin to crumble apart and turn to nothing, turn to ash. Even though she's not that old, Diablerie, I have reduced them just to ash at that point. Jackie has Diablerized. Sierra. And Corey just...
So I just want to say, Jackie may have Diablerized her, but now Ginny's covered in Sierra ash, so she's like shaking her body, shooting ash everywhere. She shifts back into Ginny.
Corey, she starts laughing. I'm glad to see not all the children have lost their way.
I never let power go to waste.
That sounds like something Mithras would say. I just consider this the old ways. The only way to ensure a foe never comes back
End them.
is to eat them. Well, this has been exciting, everybody.
Glad you enjoyed the show.
Yes, I was wondering what the hullabaloo was about, but... I understand now. Grievances, vengeance,
Exactly.
petty revenge. Totally understandable. I enjoy that too. Speaking of, don't forget our deal.
How could I ever?
It would be very unwise not to do it within 24 hours. It wouldn't end well.
First thing
Sorry.
tomorrow night, I intend to.
Very good, very good. Well, Jenny, dear, I will see you later. I have someone else to go see tonight.
All right.
A
Well,
certain club to visit.
be safe out there. It's a crazy city.
It is. Do you know, just earlier tonight, there was a spiritual fire in the medical district, it's called.
What's a
Crazy
spiritual
thing to see.
fire?
Yes, it seems something. I know what. There was a fire from the other side that burned through both realms. Someone damaged a gift. Thankfully, it was recovered, but things like that tend to cause damage when they're attacked. That reminds me, Jenny, tell the little brother that he is negligent with my gifts and I will return it to him. But he must keep better track of it.
I'll let him know.
He'll know what I'm talking about.
Okay.
And Corey actually turns and as she's walking, she kicks her feet through the ash on the floor and chuckles to herself as she walks and goes, unlocks the door and walks out front. Daring, I guess, the curfew by walking the street. And I turn this over to the players.
Jackie
Isabella
actually
just-
has grabbed one of those rolling
One of the
Sweepers?
Swiffers. Yeah.
the rolling sweepers
Okay.
that gathers up shit and stores it in a container. She's rolling over the ashes and collecting them, and then she gets a Ziploc baggie, and puts them in there. That's 1 out of 5.
What was Isabella going to say?
Oh, Isabella's just like, I like her. I do the same thing with ashes. Good choice, Jenny.
Hey, look, despite everyone's initial qualms, I have good taste in women, okay? Even if they are a little off sometimes. But we just saw what Jackie did, so I don't want to hear about it. Also, so you guys know, I'm embracing Tasha tonight. And yeah, I'll iron all that out later. So
You're embracing her and then going off cavorting.
hey, I've never been one to do the gang roll thing, but I have to uphold tradition.
What are you going to do about her?
No. Okay, so I've already made some plans for some individuals to watch her. I'm hoping that you all would also keep an eye on her. She's going to basically take care of my empire while she kind of goes through her growing pains. And then I'm going to come back and we're going to fucking nail it. So, what?
No, that's fine. I don't mind keeping an eye on her in Milwaukee. What's going to happen with Evan?
I need to contact Fiorenza because I'm assuming I'm going to have to box him and ship him. So
I think it would be very beneficial if Tasha has Evan.
well, she was partial to keeping him around, but I tried to explain to her that he was not mine. So
Fiorenza owes me a favor.
right when I came to the city.
Mm-hmm. I'm happy to call that favor in to keep Evan with
Are you
Tasha.
sure?
Yes.
Okay. I mean, Fiorenza,
Because I am going to be busy trying to clean up a city. I can't keep eyes on her all the time. I would trust Evan to do so.
True.
I would also be willing to help if you would like, Jenny. I definitely owe you after your assistance with everything.
Oh, and Isabella, you now are going to be Sensual again. Because like I said, it wasn't
Hey.
you, it was the other thing.
I made it work out. Hell yeah. No. I just, you guys are all trustworthy. You've been good companions in Chicago. I was just hoping that I'm not trying to dump a young kindred
She
at your
will
doorstep.
be protected.
It was more of she's not a dumb girl.
No, she's not.
I want her to learn some stuff without feeling like I'm just like lording over her. But then, yeah, I don't know. Like I turned out okay. It's kind of what happened to me. It's one of those things. So like I said, and I figured you guys could be able to watch her if she has questions. You guys are all super knowledgeable. So I trust you guys to give her straight answers.
But Emilio was just turned 2, so he's still
Learning
aspects of it.
Mm-hmm.
True.
Good for them to learn together.
And
What about
all
Go
three of us are happy to assist Jenny. Truly.
I appreciate
Just make
it.
sure that when you return, I will not say if, but when you return, that you do come to Milwaukee. I would like
never
to
do
verify
that.
that you still exist.
Of course. I plan on coming to Milwaukee to collect Tasha, but also to visit everybody and say hello and see what's going on, see how the landscape has changed. So, but also I think Roscoe, it looks like he needs to say something. So
I was just going to ask of your other ghouls. What's his name? Frank.
Oh, Frank. Yeah, Frank is getting taken on by Tasha. She's going to get to learn. She's going to get to learn all of the things about like what it means to manage someone in that sense. So, yeah.
Excellent.
Frank is he's head on. It's money. I don't have to worry about him, hopefully. Yeah. If he turns into like a fucking firebug though, I don't know. Send up the SOS flare. I'll come back. I mean, just Tasha. Well, Roscoe saw what Tasha did, so
Yes.
yeah.
Well, okay.
I will also say, because I feel like this is going to come up since Corey has already mentioned it, I had a hand in the spiritual fire. It was Nicholas's place.
He wasn't in it, was he?
No, he was out.
No.
I did not know it would be a spiritual fire. That is honestly
These
Nick's fault for leaving something out
things.
and being negligent with Corey's gift.
That's too funny. You're all crazy and I love you for it, just so you know.
Speaking of
Jackie
crazy,
does not seem happy.
speaking of crazy, one of Alice or Samantha's friends came by the shop the other night. She's not a problem anymore.
Which one?
Allison, the police captain's daughter that she kept bragging about, let herself into my shop. Ruined one of my shirts. So she had to be dealt with. Although Nicholas took care of the final action at my moment of indecision.
Roscoe?
Hmm?
When a threat presents itself, you eliminate it.
Well, the only defense I offer in that regard is that I had just gone through doing the same, more or less, with Samantha, and I hadn't been quite over it, but I understand what you're saying.
I understand your attachment to Samantha, but that did not extend to Allison. You must learn, if you wish to survive, for an extended period, when a threat brazenly presents themselves, you destroy it.
I'm coming around
As
to that way of
evidenced,
thinking.
and she holds up the baggie.
Right. Yes, I see.
The Sierra lock bag.
Mm-hmm.
Lesson learned.
Because Nicholas may not be there next time.
True.
I adore you, Roscoe. You are wonderful, but truly, you must learn to separate that. You have to if you want to survive. I say it
I
only
agree.
because I care.
I appreciate that very much. I mean, Michael had offered to do it, but I said no, that I would do it, but then I hesitated, and Nicholas just finished the job. So the lesson is learned.
Understood. Did you get your things taken to the storage unit?
I believe Michael is transporting those now.
Oh, good, good. Okay. Well, if there's nothing else,
I don't know. I've had fun. So,
oh, this was fantastic.
oh, for sure.
So,
You know,
what do you
I'm
feel?
really glad we came together. We had the issue with Izzy, which brought Corey here, which opened up a whole other possibility of just absolute fuckery. But you know what? Hey, you guys are back on good terms. Isabella's got her position as Seneschal still. Roscoe is still the master of bleeding hearts and, caressing balls or whatever that, like Jackie is still the absolute fucking queen of Chicago, even if they don't want to claim it.
Even more so now.
Look, I'm kidding. She goes over and she puts her arm around Roscoe's shoulder. Like, look, I'm just giving you a hard time, Roscoe. We'll go boating before I leave. Maybe before I leave. If we don't, we'll boat when I come back.
Okay,
And
fair enough.
we'll have your cry session about Samantha then too.
Yeah,
So-
I'm getting over it.
If you're not over it in 10 years, I swear to God.
Yeah.
Oh, you're not going to be over it in 10 years. Fuck. One of you guys needs to fix it.
I'll be over it.
Okay. Okay, good. Anyway, I'm going to jet. It's been real. So, you know how to contact me.
Absolutely.
See you tomorrow night, Jenny.
Oh, yeah. We're gonna have so much fun. It's fucking Critus. It's a toga. It's
Exactly
toga
what I
party.
wanted to do. I need to lay
Get
under the
yourself-
radar for a while, but I
Get
guess
us
that won't
some.
happen.
Get yourself a toga. You can wear the toga to deliver the necklace. Absolute fucking assholery. It's perfect. Okay, fine. You're the one. This is your ballpark. I'm just here to help. So
This isn't my revenge. This is just a task that needs to get done.
I know, but you can pizzazz it up. Throw some, sprinkle some glitter on it. I don't know.
Bedazzle the necklace of the Fang necklace.
Yeah, okay, I'm rambling, and Ginny kind of just exits.
And as the coterie goes their separate ways, I think this is a good spot to end season 10, episode 10, everybody. That is the fourth diablerie of this chronicle. Jackie has now diablerized twice in one chronicle. For humanity, she don't have another one in her anytime soon. Not in Shanky's game, at least. I do like to thank my players and the viewers. Only a few more left. God, that was a hit list item from seasons and seasons ago.
Mm-hmm.
But she wasn't that old of a kindred. She had no hope in hell of actually beating this coterie.
Mm-mm.
Of course, join us, everybody, on the Discord. Cast of this show came from the Discord. So this is the final season. When this season ends, the day of the finale, I'll be posting up a new casting call for the next chronicle. Gonna get the ball rolling. Casting call will be open a while just to start getting, the applications in. Of course, we do Zoom hangouts, not every week. We do them as we were able. We wanted to do one last weekend. We couldn't because we had to go spend time with my parents. It was my mother's birthday. So we went over to see how she was doing. They even gave my father escape from the recovery, the rehab center.
Mm-hmm.
From his foot, from getting surgery on his foot so that he could come and hang out. So that's where we were. So, it happens. You want to catch your back episodes? YouTube back episodes right here. Just do the YouTube thing, please. Just go ahead. I'm trying to go through all this list so we get it done quick. Because this room's getting warm. I didn't bump the AC far enough down. It's getting hot in here. If you want to see some amazing content creators like Mischievous Red, Ivy Raven, follow their Twitch. I don't have a shade fan. Thank you. That doesn't work. Here, fan it this way. Okay, it doesn't reach. Just tried. Okay. Check out our amazing friends down there. Ravenous Archon is also on the list. RPG table. Check them out. Let's see. I'm trying to go through merch. Get your Windy City merch right up here. Like these posters. Follow the link. Sign in there so you can get the Wish a Camp Wish a Motherfucker Would t-shirt. And of course, bits and donations, everybody, they go to the players, not to the studio. It's a way to give to these players. Because people other than me put a lot of effort in behind the scenes on planning their own storylines. I'm the storyteller. I just improv. I don't have to worry about that. And if you want to support the studio, KoFi comes to the studio. Subscribe on Twitch. Twitch will take half, but it is what it is. If you're on YouTube, subscribe to our channel, like the video, comment on the video. All that helps. And now, of course, I can turn it over to my wife for the schedule.
All right. Thank you all so much for joining us for this exciting episode of Windy City After Dark. Oh, my.
Oh, my.
Coming up over the next week, we have on Friday, June 2nd, the premiere of Star Wars, run by Ravenous Archon. That is at 8 p.m. Eastern on Friday the 2nd. Join us then for that. And then on Sunday, we will be back here with Windy City After Dark, Season 10, Episode 11.
And if you're not on the Discord, first of all, why not? Second of all, Vampire Dark Ages officially starts Wednesday, the 7th of June at 8 p.m. Eastern.
Mm-hmm.
Will be the first episode of the brand new Chronicle as we go through 800 years of vampire history, starting in the year 1197. So join us for that as well. And as always, everybody, mental health. It's not a joke, not a laughing matter. Please take your mental health seriously. Take other people's mental health seriously. Reach out to friends, family, loved ones, people you know, acquaintances. Reach out to them and make sure they're okay, because a lot of people are not. If you suffer from mental health issues, first of all, it's okay to not be okay. Nothing wrong with admitting that. We all need help once in a while. So reach out to those around you. But if you can't, in chat is a list of numbers you can call or text 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And there'll be a professional on the other end of the line to help you out, because mental health is health. We do take that seriously around here. We want people to take care of their mental health and their physical health. It's very important. And now I can turn it over to my lovely wife, who just this past week turned 45. Doesn't look it, but she did. So happy, you were told on your birthday, happy birthday still.
Thank you.
Now you can, she doesn't mind her age. She's not ashamed of her age.
Not at all. Not at all, because I wear it well. All right. So seriously, everybody, take care of yourself, not just mentally, but also physically, because they kind of both go together. As one starts to falter, so does the other, and vice versa. So make sure you get your vaccines. Make sure you get your preventative screens, because early detection saves lives, y'all. And also make sure that you get your routine physicals and that you get checked out when you're not feeling well, because you want to take care of yourself, for real. And seriously, fuck the fucking fascists. Oh my God. Oh my fucking God. Okay, so DeSantis had a really bad fucking announcement on Twitter that he's running for president. I'm sorry, but true to fucking form with everything Twitter and everything DeSantis.
I was going to offer a special note of congratulations to Masquerade, who managed to hype up the biggest failure of a campaign announcement ever.
Yes.
Because Twitter Spaces just crashed over and over and over and over and over again.
Mm-hmm. But yes, I'm sure that is definitely mud in the face of Casey DeSantis, who is truly the megalomaniac behind Ron DeSantis. So anyway, yeah, just fuck all the fascists, man. Get yourself registered if you haven't already. Make sure you verify your registration with your local voting board. And because some places like to just, cancel registrations randomly. Seems to happen mostly to Democrats in Republican states. And especially those who are minorities. And so definitely want to check that out and make sure you're registered so that you can vote blue come next year, please.
And I want to have a second congratulations. Congratulations to Rhodes, Proud Boy member, who got 18 years today for his role in January 6th.
Not Proud Boy, Oathkeeper.
Oathkeeper. Seditious conspiracy, found guilty. Given 18 years for it. Not long enough. But I do thank you all for coming. Good night, everyone.